Renunciation. Renunciation is withdrawing the mind from the world. Whatever experiences we had, we let go, keeping only the learnings with us. Let us let go all future anxieties, worries, present tensions, confusions, and focus on our breath. Breath is an excellent tool. Almost all schools of thoughts, religions use. One slow, deep, conscious breath. When we take a conscious breath, the mind becomes formless, fresh, detached. And comes in the present moment. Keeping the mind where my hands and legs are is a big sadhana. So let us keep our mind fresh, alert, cheerful, happy to reflect on this knowledge. And let us invoke God's grace, Guru Parampara's blessings by chanting loudly.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कवित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुः सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम्
Hari Om. Thank you, Lata Rajshekhar. So we are doing Moksha Sanyasa Yoga. That is the concluding chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the summary in retrospect. So we have done following topics. Why we are doing like this? Because now you will see Bhagavan is going to tell before concluding this chapter how to study. So one of the point what Bhagavan is mentioning, is going to mention now, is we must be able to get a essence of the entire thing in sequence. That is one way to study. So for that, our own notes are very important. When we listen, when we have notes, then we can just go through the notes as we actually study for exams. We don't study in detail. We only see the main point and we understand what is the detailing part of it. So point number 1, this chapter starts with Arjun's question. What is the distinction between Tyaga and Sannyasa? Tyaga means renunciation of insistence, resistance, attachment to the result of action. So day by day, our expectation must go down. I must just act joyously without expectation. Planning and goal must be there, but there is no insistence on the result. That is the first practice Bhagavan says to Arjun. Then if you master this, then you go to sannyasa, that is renunciation of like dislikes, kamya karma, desire fulfilled actions. Then Bhagavan took 7 topics in detail: sattva, rajas, tamas, that is knowledge, actor, action, intelligence, perseverance, and sukham, happiness, and tyaga, which was done the first one. So 7 topics Bhagavan took pruthak in detail. In detail means for every topic we must be able to at least remember what is the sattva aspect of it. Sattva of knowledge, what is sattvic knowledge, what is rajasic knowledge, what is tamasic knowledge, and what is sattvic sukham, sattvic, rajasic sukham, tamasic sukham. That way every topic was taken into detail. And then Bhagavan took Varna topic, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Why? Because all these 7 topics and this Varna actually leads to understanding our Swabhava. So till now, suppose I have not understood what is my Swabhava, then there is a challenge. I must be able to at least understand what is my Swabhava, because I am not actually more interested in what is my Swabhava. We discuss other people's Swabhava, nature. कि वो वैसा है, he is like that, she is like that, he is like that. But what is my Swabhava? if I am not going to reflect and be clear, then it is going to be challenging for us, because Bhagavan is going to say here that after Bhagavad Gita, immediately people start thinking, what is the next Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Adhyas Bhashya. But I am not doing reflection on Bhagavad Gita itself. Then going to Upanishad is not going to help me much, because Bhagavad Gita knowledge itself is not very clear to me. Then Bhagavan took topic that how this renunciation is going to lead to meditation. Dhyana Yoga Bhagavan took. I have not renounced anything. I am not having much of vairagya, and then I am talking in the world about doing meditation, because meditation is a very hot topic. But I must be clear that what I have renounced. Renunciation is not abandonment. Abandonment is, I have abandoned the house, I have abandoned relationship. No. Renunciation happens within, that I am not having any attraction towards it. Attraction or dependency, psychological dependency is the main thing. So we took in Dhyana Yoga meditation, important points are three pillars of meditation: constant purification of the mind. For that, Karma Yoga needs to be employed. Concentration of the mind by Upasana, and transcendence of the mind by Jnana Yoga. So Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Three, then we saw four obstacles, and we saw the process, and we saw the goal of meditation. The goal of meditation is to understand who is the meditator and dissolve the meditator. That is transcendence of the mind. All others are peace of mind, health, better relationships, better Vyavahara, those are gains, but that is not the goal of meditation. Then in the last session, we saw Bhagavan has taken up the topic of Bhakti Yoga. So we saw in Bhakti Yoga very important pointers. What is the meaning of love and what is the meaning of devotion? It is very easy to love God. It is not very easy to love people. So Bhagavan says you practice in day-to-day life loving people, and then when that love will increase in the heart, then that will become devotion. Devotion to people is the devotion to the Supreme Self, Gurudev says. Then we saw who is God and what is God. Because if we do not know, still there is a doubt on God, love will not happen. Our relationship with God must not be out of fear that, God will punish. It must be out of love, and love only happens with knowledge. More knowledge, more identification, more love. Last Sunday, I was in Chinmay Vibhuti, so class didn't happen, and many of you would know, but the event was very interesting and one learning from it. The event was our Puja Guruji's 75th birthday, and you would be surprised to know in Chinmay Vibhuti it was a record that more than 950 people came for his birthday. We must ask how many people come on our birthday. Maybe 10, 15, 100, and maybe we can book a hall, but they might come for lunch, and then breakfast. But here 3 days people came worldwide. In my room, there were two people from USA. From where all they came only for birthday. So, what I wanted to share here, because the topic is Bhakti Yoga, if we do not understand love, it is not very easy to understand devotion. So, one person asked Guruji that, Guruji, you are like, so many people love you. We must ask that question to ourselves standing before the mirror, that how many people actually love me? They like me is okay, but how many people love me and how many people I love? It's a very interesting question because this is what Bhagavan is telling, that you have to reflect. So when somebody mentioned that, Guruji, you are, see, so 950 people, there was no room in Chinmay Vibhuti. In one room, there were five people. But everyone was so happy because where love is there, as Gurudev says, the faults are not seen. The moment one starts seeing the faults, then the love has gone down. So one person asked that, Guruji, so many people love you. Then what he told is very important. That is a topic what is going to come now. Bhakti Yoga. He told that, why do they love me? There is a reason for it. Because I also love them, and what is love he has defined in a different way. He said that, why do they love me? Because I understand their point of view. I must write down this. I understand whoever comes in front of me, their point of view, which is not very easy to understand. Because we are so engrossed in ourselves that we don't understand what is the other person's POV, which is called as point of view. So people love me because I understand them, because understanding is equal to love. And what is understanding? Understanding means point of view. If I do not understand others' point of view and say I love you, it is not love, it may be something else. So with this background, we are going to see now Bhagavan is signing off and making Arjun ready for the war. So these are the final doses or final concentrated points given to Arjun. So now 4-point advice comes on Bhakti Yoga. There was a chapter, 15 chapter was devoted to Bhakti Yoga. Now these are the main concentrated points. Bhagavan says, Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya mat para. So the point here Bhagavan told earlier is that without renunciation, Dhyana Yoga is going to be difficult. And without renunciation, Bhakti Yoga also is difficult. So Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya. Mai sanyasya means renounce, detach from the lower. But I must know what is lower and why should I renounce. But now I know what is renunciation, because this is what the topic going on. So what is lower? Why it is called as lower? Because this will not remove my self-ignorance. This will not remove my delusion. This will not remove my sorrow, fear, anger. So it is lower. So what is that? Body, mind, intellect, and the world. Situations, object, people does not belong to us. How can you say it does not belong to us? Because it will not come from this life to another life. We must ask, standing before the mirror, those who believe in Shastra, that there is a jiva which will go to another body. What will come with us? What will come with us is only our karma, our desires, our vasanas. So Bhagavan says, this doesn't belong to us. You enjoy, be with them in the journey. But do not get attached, do not be possessive about it, because it will not come with you. This body will not come with you. These situations, objects, people will not come with you. What will come with you is Karan Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. Vasanas, desires, and our karma. So people say, be careful of what I am thinking, what I am doing, how I am responding to situation, because that will come with me. And mat para, now attach to higher God. What is higher? This knowledge about God, God must be our goal. How can you say God must be our goal? Because whatever we do, job, family, business, this must be the means. God must be the goal. Why? Because God belongs to me, I belong to God, and I am God in these three levels. But then there is a question, what is God only? If I have question on that, then entire Bhagavad Gita has to be read again. What is Saguna, Nirguna nature of God? I must be very clear. Who is God? What is God? Just done in the earlier session. So I must go back and listen to the last Bhagavad Gita session where Bhagavan has given who is God, what is God. So I must be intelligent enough to understand what belongs to me and what does not belong to me. What is in my control, what is not in my control. And that will give us clarity what to do and what not to do. Buddhi Yoga Mupashrita. So now, what to do in day-to-day life? Remain equanimous. Because it doesn't belong to me. As we read news, something happened in Ukraine, two people died. We remain equanimous. Not that we don't feel bad, but we are equanimous. In the same way, one of the cornerstone of a person in job, family, business, the transactions are given to us, in the situations are given to us to practice equanimity. Dedicate all actions to the Lord. So how can we be equanimous? That whatever I am doing, it is for God or for Chitta Shuddhi. When this goes off the mind, then Kamya Karma comes, that I am so anxious, so nervous for small things what are happening. And then as Gurudev says, keep smiling in all situations, because any of these situations are not created by me. They come to me. They are given by God. So God comes in form of another person, another object, another situation. Machitta satatam bhava. Remember the Lord's grace in every action. Enhance love. So many people ask, what is the purpose of marriage, purpose of job, purpose of doing business? At the end of this journey or during this journey, my love quotient must increase. My peace of mind must increase. My compassion must increase. Now, today, suppose we see job, there is whole challenge of stress. A person is better before doing the job than after doing the 30 years of job. So much of bitterness, health gone down, emotional drain, drugs to be taken because job is so stressful. So the whole purpose is lost of creating a family, doing a job and business. If this becomes the purpose, then everything becomes clear, because as Guruji says in the tips for happy living, it must be in alignment. Goal of life and goals in life must be in one alignment. So we have already discussed what is the purpose. This purpose must be clear and in alignment with the goal of life. Then everything falls in place. That why am I doing all this drama from birth to death? There must be more peace of mind, more compassion, more clarity, more love. Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. So Bhagavan says that this is a 4-point formula. If you follow, you will get benefit now, and if you don't follow, there is a warning coming. So Bhagavan is giving both. Machitta Sarva Durgani. So you will be able to overcome all obstacles. Durga means obstacle, fort. With whom? How? Mat prasadata. If you listen to my advice in the sense, if you understand this and follow, there will be less challenges. And how it should be followed, not out of fear, but love in the heart and clarity in the thinking. So clarity of mind and purification of the heart. These two suppose are there, then every action creates happiness inside, success outside. Fixing your mind. Mat prasadada, by my grace. Karishasi, you will overcome all challenges. What are the challenges? What we have Sarva Durgani, all obstacles. Ignorance, anger, desire, samsara, tapatraya, so many problems, so many sufferings, so many pains. I will be able to overcome this if I follow this 4-point technique. So that verse I must by heart and keep those 4-point technique. This write down and every day read so that I say when any challenge comes, I can read that and then overcome all problems. But suppose I am not following it, cheta ahankarat, na shroshasi. If you do not follow this knowledge because you think that you have lot of ego, you have understood it but not following it. Very important now. It is a concluding part of Bhagavad Gita. No, I have understood everything of Bhagavad Gita, but still I am not following it. Then there will be challenges. Vinashyati, you will perish. You will not get peace and whatever you want. So Vinashyati means what? In day-to-day life, my mind will be always agitated, fearful, sorrowful. There will not be peace and clarity, and I will not get what I want in this life itself. What is egoistic thinking? Bhagavan says, ahankarat. What is egoistic thinking? Why should I follow others? This thought comes. I am wise. I know everything. I have read all everything. I read this, I read this, I read this. I know all shastras. I will do whatever I feel. No, whatever I think and feel and do, that is the right thing. And then because I have got knowledge, I will convince others and justify. One of the classic example of this is Ravana. Ravana had all the knowledge, had understood everything. He knew before fighting that this person who is coming to fight to take his wife back from Lanka is not an ordinary human being. But he did not follow and an entire vinash happened. It is not a threat but warning to us. Bhagavan says, what is this warning? It is like not following the laws of life. There are laws of the body. If I eat this, I will get health. If I eat this, I will not get health. I will only get taste. For body, what are the laws? Exercise, diet, sunlight, sleep. Properly it must happen. These are the laws given by the nature. For the mind must be kept cheerful and happy. If I don't follow certain laws, the mind will get vikara, ill, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsava. Like gravity, whether I understand or do not understand. Suppose I go on the 5th floor and jump. Just because I say I don't believe, I will fall down. Not that I will go up. I will first fall down and then go up. Whether I know it or not know it. Suppose I put 2 fingers in those 2 holes in that electric socket. I will get a shock if the button is on. That is a law. So Bhagavan says this is not a threat. So you understand what are the laws of life of living. And these are given in the Vedas that how to have a successful and happy life. Because these are the 2 things every human being wants. I want to be successful outside and happy inside. There is no third thing. So in conclusion, now Bhagavan says that I have given you everything. So here Guruji says that Bhagavan would have taken a deep breath. Now here so we are listening to Bhagavad Gita every week, Sunday to Sunday, and some Sundays are missed out. There in one breath Bhagavan would have told, because their armies are standing. 18 chapters in one breath. So Bhagavan would have taken a deep breath and smiled that now I have given highest secret, highest knowledge. There is nothing higher than this which is to be known, and this is the highest secret. Why secret? Because still people are not understanding what I am saying. And Bhagavan is saying, iti te jnanam akhyatam guhyam guhyatara. This is not an ordinary guhya, guhyatam, guhyatara. in grammar. And now we have to pay attention to this verse, because Bhagavan is giving us how to study and what we are supposed to do now after listening to 18 chapters. Immediately people ask, what is the next text? Let us go to Upanishad, let us go to Brahma Sutra, let us go to Adhyasa Bhashya, let us do this, let us do that. Next text. Here Bhagavan is telling Vimrutation. We will see what is the meaning of it and how to study. So Bhagavan says, now you do. I have given you highest knowledge. I have given you all secrets. There is nothing more to know in this world. Now you do 3 things in sequence. So this I must do, because there are many people who are only doing Shravan. One text after another text, one video after another video, one speaker after another speaker, this, that, this from YouTube, this speaker, that speaker, this knowledge, Buddhism, this Bhagavad Gita, then this, that, then meditation, suddenly something in between, and continuously Shravan going on. Bhagavan says, no, no, this is not the way to study, because this will not benefit me. So now 3 things in sequence. What? Vimrushena, you reflect deeply. Now this is where Manan is mentioned. Shravan we are doing, but many of us are not doing Manan. Manan means what next must not be the question. I must make my own notes. Second, I must take Bhagavad Gita and take out certain pointers in that okay, with this, how will I deal with the world? How will I deal with myself? What is my goal in life? I can tell you that certain verses has helped me for last 25, 30 years. One of the verse which is, for example, one of the verse which I remember every day is not only the entire verse, only some part, but which is very important. Prakrutim yanti bhutani is my verse which has helped me quite a bit. How to deal with people, how to accept people as they are. Prakrutim yanti bhutani. People are driven by their own prakruti. People are driven by their own swabhava. Because I remember this, through this, it becomes very easy to accept the person as the person is and just laugh it off. Okay, he is behaving as per his prakruti. Nigraham kim karishyati. So this one verse has helped me to deal with people, transact with people, and observe without judgment. Observation without judgment is important, because Bhagavan has said Prakriti Myanti Bhutani. So now from his, what would be his nature when his behavior is like this? This will help me in my training also. Because instead of labeling the person, then interesting thing is to go deeper with this knowledge and say, what is this person, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas? What would be his Prakriti? And this is his nature. He cannot do anything. So accept and appreciate and laugh it off. So reflection is very important. How to do reflection? Take down notes. Discuss with another person. Because if we do not discuss, then other person asks me question on Bhagavad Gita, I am not able to answer because I am not asked questions and have these discussions. Today, if we see, when we ask any questions, no questions after the session. If somebody asks question, then I'm not able to answer because reflection is not happening. So Bhagavan is saying is that now you reflect. Now how can I reflect in the war? Bhagavan is not here, but you keep reflecting on this. Second, etat asheshena, ensure that there is no gap or doubt in entire teaching. That's the reason we are doing a summary, so that we are able to see the sequence, we are able to see the entire vision. So after Bhagavad Gita, we are going to do Mahabharata now, so that we will see where this Bhagavad Gita comes in Mahabharata and the entire story. So you start contacting people right now itself, because after this chapter is over, we are going to do one session, one chapter. Because Bhagavan has said that there should not be gap. It should be like a necklace. how one chapter leads to another chapter, and there should not be any doubt. So I must ask myself that, do I have a doubt on who am I? Do I have a doubt on what is this world? Do I have a doubt on God? Do I have a doubt how to transact with this world? Do I have a doubt on how to enhance devotion? Do I have a doubt on what is the purpose of marriage, job, business, etc., etc.? And then the entire teaching becomes clear. So second thing, third thing, Yete chasi tatha kuru. Now this is very important thing. Bhagavan says, do as you wish. You have the freedom. So I must ask myself that whenever any situation comes, whenever any problem comes, do I have the clarity to take the decision? Or still I am confused? If I am still confused, I have not reflected properly. I have doubts and I have not understood certain aspect, because when this knowledge is clear, very important point to note, that when this knowledge is clear, there is no doubt on what should I do in this situation, because situation came in front of Arjun and he got confused. So do as you wish. You have the freedom to do. Bhagavan is not saying that, do as I said earlier. Bhagavan said, so this doubt indirectly Arjun is going to have in the mind. Do as you wish. So after this knowledge, I must be able to live my life correctly with my own decisions, without any confusion, without any doubts, without any fear, and this decision must be right. As Guruji mentioned, meditation means what? In day-to-day life, meditation means right thinking and alert living. That is meditation in day-to-day life, in transactional way. Then meditation practice is, sit straight and then close eyes, and then that is meditation practice. Meditative living is right thinking. So I have given you right thinking. Now Bhagavan is telling this, that now right action should follow from you. Now this is not like saying sometimes, we talk with our children and say, do this, do this, do this. And then child is not listening and they say, I'm not going to talk to you. You do whatever you want to do. Not from that anger Bhagavan is telling. Sometimes we say, I told you many times, but you're not listening. So now you do whatever you want to do. Not from that angle. Bhagavan is telling out of love, not out of frustration, out of confidence on the student, that now my student Arjun has understood it correctly. And student means all of us. Now Bhagavan is confident about all of us that now I have understood Bhagavad Gita correctly. There is no doubt on any verse, any chapter, any situation, any confusion on what is this life. Again, the doubt must not come, no, but why God created this world? No, if He created this world, why He created sorrow? No, why He created wars? This doubt should not come, because then my understanding is still not clear. Gurudev, in Sandipani, when we have this 2 years brahmachari course, when this brahmachari course gets over, normally I go for that, send-off ceremony or the culmination ceremony. Many times I have gone. In one of the ceremony, Gurudev told this, that now I have given this knowledge for you in 2 years. You have the freedom to join this mission and become a missionary or become a grihastha. But don't come to me with a problem, because with this knowledge you must be able to sort out all problems. No, but nobody is coming to this class. How to create funds, how to build this, all this knowledge must help you to deal with this challenges. Don't come to me with problems. No, with this knowledge, you must be able to sort out all problems. If again you are having problems, then again go back to Bhagavad Gita and read properly. Now Arjun's dilemma is like this. Because Bhagwan here said what? Yete chasi tatha kuru. You do whatever now you wish. It's your decision. So now Arjun is thinking, this is our doubt also. Bhagwan, sometimes you say, do as I do, I say. Now you are saying, do as you wish. Because earlier itself you say, if you don't do this, It's a warning. So what to do? Once you say take refuge in me, and now you say do what I say. And then another time now you are saying that do as you like, you choose. What should I do? So now Bhagwan is giving him almost like a final advice. Like Guruji says, like a compassionate teacher. If tomorrow board exam is there, earlier day, teacher will call, okay, come, come, come. I will revise the main points and give you that this possibility of this coming is very high. Just 1 2 days before, the compassionate teacher will call and give main points to the student out of compassion, out of love. So out of love, again 4 point secret coming. This verse must be by hearted. What is the highest secret? Bhagavan is saying this is the highest. If you remember this, then you remember entire thing. You will not have any challenge in the world. You just remember this and you can take all decisions correctly. Right decision, right time, most of the time is the definition of success. Who is a successful person? Who takes right decision at right time, most of the time, not once in lifetime, is called as success. मन मना भव मद भक्तो मद्याजी माम नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि सत्यम थे प्रतिजाने प्रियोसी में. भगवान is saying that you are so dear to me, I love you so much. Priyosi में, so I am giving this out of love. Because love sees no boundary. Bhagavan has spoken for 18 chapters, 700 verses, still is giving one more, two more verses. So now 4 point technique again coming. Lord's promise, you will come to me certainly. I am telling the truth. Why? Because priyosi me, you are so dear to me. And when we love someone, we will not do any harm to that person. Even a thought of doing some harm to that person will not come. In the dream also. And that's the reason many times Lord says that you are Kunti Putra. Kunti is my cousin sister. How can I harm you? How can I tell you lies? How can I tell you which is not work for me? This is the truth and this will give you results and you will come to me certainly means you will achieve the highest in this world. So what is that 4 point technique that we will see next time? Man mana mad bhakto madhyaji namaskuru. Because we also have to keep the secret. So there is still 10 minutes, but we can reflect on these important points, make our notes. So one of the pointer which I have done is that how to deal with this world. 1 or 2 verses I must remember. What is how to speak? Anudvegakaram vakyam, satyam priya hitam chayata. That way few verses are kept. What is the goal of life? Atma krida, atma rati, atma neva, atmanatushta. So that way, how to be equanimous? Sukha dukkhe samekrutva labha labho jaya. And then Gurudev's favorite verse of Bhagavad Gita, Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. Maitra Karuna Evacha. Nirmama Nirahankara. Samadukka Sukhakshami. So these are important verses we must keep. How to deal with people, how to deal with world, how to deal with self, what is the goal of life, what is the path I must follow. So that 4 or 5 verses guide us throughout. So that is reflection. So now today Bhagwan has said Vimrushena. So we must not disappoint Bhagwan because Bhagwan has told us, now after this do whatever you want. You choose. Because it is your war. I will be only Sarthi. That also we will see that why Bhagwan is telling Arjun that Priyosime. So we love God, but we must also ask whether God loves us. And these are the pointers where we can actually see whom God loves. Because further 2 verses Bhagwan is saying that whom he loves and whom he loves the most. So when somebody says, we should ask that, how to love you? Please tell me. This question only we don't ask. No, no, I am not interested. No, no, I love you, but I cannot tell. No, no, you understand. But it is not understanding. Bhagavan tells clearly that this is how I must practice. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.